Okay, so I'm going to go over two things. How to organize your notebook, your homework notebook, and I'm going to go over page 104, problem number 5 from the weekend homework. So the way I want you to start is always have a heading, and the heading will have the page and the problem numbers that I've selected for the day. So do that right up top. So this is how I want your heading labeled with Q1Day21. This pretty much tells me that it's quarter 1 and the 21st day of the quarter. Then you draw a line for your heading, and I want you to highlight the heading. So make it nice and big so that I can see it. So as I'm flipping through your homework notebooks, I want to be able to easily spot your homework, see which homework it is, and not waste time flipping through pages. And from now on the homework board in my classroom, I will be letting you guys know what day of the quarter it is so that you guys can organize this. So the next day will be quarter 1, day 22, then quarter 1, day 23, etc., etc. All right, I'm going to go over problem number 5. It says, find the slope of the tangent line to the graph of the function at the given point. And they give you the function and the point. And the function that's given to us is 3 minus 2x. The point is negative 1, 5. So if we're asked to find the slope of the tangent line, think back to your notes. What are we looking for if they're asking for the slope of the tangent line? What's a new calculus term that we've been talking about that'll help you find the slope of the tangent line? And that term is the derivative. So whenever you need to find the slope of the tangent line, you should think of the derivative from now on. And by definition, based on the notes that you took, it's the limit of f of x plus h minus f of x over h as x approaches 0. So before we can apply the f of x, 3 minus 2x, to this definition, we need to find f of x plus h. So we'll do that as a side note. So if f of x is 3 minus 2x, f of x plus h will be 3 minus 2 times x plus h. Just a word of advice. These side notes are more like training wheels to a bike. So eventually, you should kind of start letting go of writing the side notes if you are doing that, and you should be able to just directly apply it and move quickly, especially for an AP test where you are timed. So let's go ahead and apply that. So we have the limit of 3 minus 2 times x plus h minus the quantity 3 minus 2x. Do not forget the parentheses over h. And if we quickly do this in our head, the direct substitution of 0 for h, we get x plus 0, so we get negative 2x. When we distribute this negative, that negative 2x will be a positive, so they'll cancel out. And the 3 minus 3 will cancel out, so we'll get 0 over 0, indeterminate form. So we now proceed to use algebra to simplify. So we have indeterminate form, and do not write equals to do your next step. So we're going to simplify this, and we're just going to distribute the negative 2 and the negative 1, but don't write equals, because how we're organizing this is that we got this to equal 0 over 0, which is indeterminate form. Now if we put equals, it's not we're not 100% sure that they're equivalent. Let's just go ahead and leave it as this is our next step by simplifying. So we're going to distribute. So once you distribute, you see that things start to simplify. So we got those simplify, and we're left with negative 2h over h. And so now we see that the h is also simplified. So what we have is the limit of negative 2 as h approaches 0. What is that equal to? Negative 2. See, h approaching 0 has no effect on negative 2 because negative 2 does not have a variable h. So what we have is f prime of x equals negative 2. So we started off with a point negative 1, 5. And what we do with that point is we take the x value. We know that in the ordered pair we have x comma y. So the x value is negative 1, and we plug it in to the derivative. We're finding the slope at x equals negative 1. But notice that our derivative, f prime of x equals negative 2, has no x in it. So x equals negative 1, we have no x to plug it into, so it's just negative 2. And that's the answer. And go ahead and highlight that too.